man, that jingle, man, it just gets me every time. The Chasing Birdies jingle, I can't help but smile every time I hear it. And we are back this week on Chasing Birdies. My man, what is up?
Where do I start? First off, apologize for the missed episode last week. We'll get into why we missed that episode. And we're going to make it up with this one and then one next week. So we'll get back on track every other week. But some things have transpired in my life in the last 2.5 weeks. And we'll get into that.
Are you getting emotional on me?
No. As always, even though I can only put one leg in a pant leg, today's episode is brought to you by Red Vanley. So make sure you go check them out at redvanley.com. The boys are firing on all cylinders over there. The gear's looking fresh. And I can't wait for them to be at the event at Nemacolin here in about 1 month.
Yeah, the Byron short. You'll be wearing that in the cart, bud. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we the last time you and I had a little kind of discussion between the two of us, Pep, we were talking about how you potentially jokingly blew out your ACL, right?
Jokingly.
And Memorial Day weekend rolls around. So what happened?
Yeah, so Friday of Memorial Day weekend, which is, let me check the dates for timeline purposes here, but that was May 24th. Friday, May 24th, Parker had a baseball game. And after, all the parents said, let's have some drinks and the kids can play wiffle ball, and that was happening. And I was consuming the drinks. All the mothers were playing against the kids, playing wiffle ball, and this, that, and the other. 9:30 rolls around. I'm going to head home. They tell me, no, stay. Okay. Well, 11 o'clock on the dot, I walk over to the baseball field. I said, give me the wiffle ball bat. My son's pitching with another kid, Nash. And, to give people the home plate, I'm right-handed, so I'm standing like I'm batting right-handed. And when these kids play baseball at these fields, you got little ditches on either side of home plate that they kind of move with their feet, the dirt around. So they keep throwing the ball outside. The wiffle ball keeps going outside. I go to smack it, and my right foot slides over home plate, goes down into that little crevice. My body's going left, and I hear, and I go down, boys.
Which I don't understand how your body's going, because your mood.
Because I was trying to catch myself. I was trying to catch myself. My right foot was sliding, so I was trying to fall almost backwards, and I heard a loud crack, 2 loud cracks to be exact.
Pop goes the weasel.
Yep, and go over to the emergency room, get out of there at 2:30 in the morning. Some things transpired there. I was kind of semi-dropped out of the truck when I got there. And then some other things happened in the emergency room. Thankfully, they ran x-rays quickly, and I had a fracture of the fibula, and there was a little chip out of my tibia. So I can get into those details once you have some questions, it seems. So go ahead.
Gut-wrenching. I tell you what, I didn't know what was going on. I woke up Saturday morning to a picture of your foot. Looked like an elephant.
Dude.
And I'm like, what in the hell is happening? And you're like, I think it's broke. But we all think shit breaks all the time, and it really doesn't. But in your case, it actually was broken.
I knew it was broken. The cracks that I heard, I can't get those sounds out of my head. They said Friday, because it's Memorial Day weekend, they said, well, Tuesday, why don't you make a phone call to an ortho and try to get an appointment? So basically, I would have been calling Tuesday, maybe get an appointment Thursday, and then possibly have surgery the next week, right? So that's like a 10-day, so I'm talking to our buddy Brandon, and he said, let's hold on. So he reaches out to somebody at WVU on the board.
The CEO.
I think the CEO.
Let's go, BK. I know you got it like that. Good.
Yeah. I get a phone call from a doctor Sunday, and he goes over the x-rays, says, listen, you got a fracture right at the clean break, and then you got a tibia chip. I want to, I think you should have surgery, and I can get you in Monday night, do everything we got to do, Tuesday morning surgery, and out. So I'm thinking, well, it's better than Tuesday. I'm calling for an appointment, right?
Right. Yeah.
By the time I would have been calling, I had surgery done already. And so WVU Medical Center, out of this world. They did an incredible job. Ruby Hospital, it was awesome. Everything was great. And then you came and visited, and there were some things that transpired there while you were sitting there.
Well, going back to the initial observation of your foot, I mean, the lady sounded like she didn't have a clue. Like by the time you get looked at for the fibula, your left foot might break. I mean, time is of the essence here. Did you tell her that you were a world-renowned amateur golfer and like this is high time season for you?
This is member guest season for me, and yeah.
And selfishly, I thought that right away. I said, "There goes my guest. Mm-hmm. My boy's out." Now you were hanging on for a glimmer of hope. I don't even understand how, but you're like, "Let me just wait till next week to see." Mm-hmm. Well, long story short, we realized that you were having surgery. That was game over, and I did. I made an appearance at Ruby to visit you, bud.
Yeah,
the night
you were
before your
sitting
surgery.
there. Yeah, you and my father were sitting there whenever the one doctor came in and said, "Listen, we got to pop your bone back into place." That was a whole ordeal. So you guys were thankfully gone because it was brutal. That was the most painful thing in this whole process was them popping that bone back in. She had my foot so cocked to me left, trying to get that bone back into place. I wasn't taking the morphine. My drip wasn't working. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I just was screaming. I wasn't even saying words. I was just screaming. There were 6 people in there. They got the bone back in place, and then had a successful surgery, which Tuesday of this week was 2 weeks. So we're on the.
You're on track now. Yeah. Rehabbing wise, because you could listen to podcasts about this stuff with red light therapy, acupuncture, cupping. I don't know about cupping down there. That probably is not accurate. However, in your case, I know you're trying to get back in the mix. So what do you do?
I've talked to a bunch of people, some of our friends that are athletes, ex-athletes, some trainers. I've gotten involved, and the appointment that I have this week is important because if I can get into a boot, then that's where all this can kind of fall into place. Red light therapy is a big thing that everybody's been talking about. So I actually purchased a red light therapy sleeve for my leg, and I'll do that daily for 15 to 20 minutes. And then acupuncture. So they're suggesting at least 2 weeks, 2 times a week on that. And what else was there? Oh, sauna, 2 hours a day in the sauna, a hot sauna, not like a wet sauna.
Right.
And just, they basically said an hour would do, but if I could do 2 hours a day, I mean, yeah, but what else I got to do? So those are kind of what I'm doing. And then I've really changed my diet.
I mean, only because you can't drive now, bud.
Well, I can't drive.
Like you're being served now. And
I haven't
so
left the house in 2 weeks. My wife has waited on me hand and foot, and she's done an incredible job. It's kind of tapering off towards the end. I think she's had enough of it.
Yeah, she's getting tired of it.
But
I understand.
She's done an incredible job. She feeds me every morning, afternoon, dinner, ice constantly. I'm constantly icing it and elevating it. So yeah, man. I mean, there's not much I can do, dude. I'm on crutches. I sit outside. I watch the birds for a couple hours, talk to myself how much of an idiot I am, read a couple books. But other than that, dude, I've really come to grips that like this happened for a reason. And I mean, I've said, God had a plan and told me to slow down. I looked at my Marriott app and I have to take 7 days off because those were not counted for work, but 52 nights on the road in Marriott's, and which I love what I do. So don't take it like I don't. I absolutely love what I do. But when you're away from the family much, you play golf, you're a member guest, you're go run to family events, this, that, and the other. It's nonstop. And dude, I literally have not left the house 1 minute in the last 2 weeks. Not 1 minute.
And I know your mental space.
Yeah.
Because, these injuries you can have an effect on people, man. They can get into a little mini depression. They can start thinking,
1,000%.
Never get healed again.
I can see how people get depressed.
But it's nice to know that anytime I want to check in on you, I know you're going to answer. Because you got nothing else to do, but you can't walk.
Yeah. I can't do anything. So, but again, I can see why people go. I have another thing. I have not had a cigar or a drink in 15 days.
That's unbelievable.
So
I mean, I don't know how you smoke 15 cigars a weekend. I don't know how you're not going through any type of withdrawal.
Not one
from
cigar.
nicotine.
Haven't
How about
chewed
you
on
want some
one.
Zinnies?
No, I haven't chewed on one. So like, as you can see, I'm taking this seriously, dude. Like, I want to get back. Lots of protein, lots of nuts, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, almond milk. I haven't had milk in 10 years, and I saw almond milk's very good for recovery. So, yeah, dude. I mean, there's a lot going on, but again, things happen for a reason, and I think this happened for that reason. So,
yeah. Well, you got a good mindset on it. Honestly, it's the right mindset one should have, and you have it, and you adopted that. So, it is what it is. Yeah, you're pent up for a couple months and can't play golf, but guess what? Fall golf's great anyways. You'll be right around the corner for that.
And fall golf's my favorite, so it's fine. You've replaced me for the member guest, and that was a tough one that I had to do. And you got Anthony Caruso filling in for me, which I know he's super excited. He just played in his first member guest ever a week ago.
Yeah, that's what he said. Chartiers.
So you're going to be his second ever.
And he's coming down to Pete Dye.
So you guys are going to have a blast. I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss Brandon and everyone down there during that week. It's great, Pete Dye. So you guys want to have fun now.
I was definitely looking forward to having the Pete Dye member guest with you this year, bud. But ADOT will be a solid replacement, and we'll yuck it up. I mean, that's all we can do. And I asked JR. Naturally, he couldn't do it, but I am playing with JR this week. Actually, starting today here at Allegheny, in the Allegheny member guest, and our first match is against Tango and B-Cats, which I would like to have that match last.
Well, yeah, for your sake, yes.
Yeah, right.
Because JR at 7:20 in the morning, not drunk enough.
Yeah, like he's gonna have to start boozing at 6.
Yeah, JR late afternoon. That's a different match for you.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. I don't think either one of them will shut up on the first tee. Eric or JR.
It's in this 9-hole match is gonna take us 2.5 hours. I mean, but it's all good. I can't wait. I'm excited. Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been a little lackluster without you playing golf with me and me playing golf with you and some of the boys. I know we were up at Nemacolin for Memorial Day, and I got to see your son come out of the bowling alley into the pool with bowling shoes on and put everything on your account at Nemacolin. So that was fun. And, but golf-wise, we missed you out there on that Sunday. And so I've been having to play a little bit of golf on my own without you. And hope you're able to get better for the Chasing Birdies 2-man in July, and maybe potentially the Sunny Hannah thing if you're able to, walk. I don't know. But golf recently, I'm thinking about this. I mean, we're just not even quite into summer yet, but played a lot of golf. And this past weekend was the Memorial Tournament at Muirfield Village. And also Live Golf went on in Houston Golf Club. If you guys care about it, I mean, I don't know if anybody really does or not, but Carlos Ortiz won, John Rahm withdrew, yada yada. But I was thinking about something, Pep. I was thinking as I'm watching this final round on Sunday that golf is a little bit boring right now. And I don't mean that from a standpoint of it's not still fun to watch, but it's almost becoming a little predictable the last 2.5, 3 months. I mean, Scotty Scheffler has won, 5-6 times this year on the PGA Tour. He's a favorite in every tournament there is. Yep. And if it's not Scheffler, then you're going to have Schauffele and Morikawa and Victor Hovland, who I am tired of betting on. Victor Hovland, I've had him 2 or 3 times this year. He's been in the mix, and he can't get it done. I mean, he shot 77 on Saturday at Muirfield, whatever. Totally came out of the race. But it's a bit boring. I mean, if you think about the PGA Championship, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Schauffele was winning Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, nothing got interesting.
There's no excitement. Jordan Spieth, where the hell is he at?
I mean, Justin Ricky Fowler misses the cut at Muirfield.
Justin Thomas,
I know,
gone.
And it's
Ricky Fowler. Like, none of these guys are playing well and it's just there's nobody that's stepping up against Scotty Scheffler.
Nobody.
There's nobody.
And the people that are, it's the same people week over week, right? It's Schauffele, it's Morikawa. Hovland's in the mix, but then he farts and goes back to 10th place. But it got a little bit interesting on Sunday, and I know you probably watched because that's all you can do right now. But, on the back nine, it was a one-stroke lead for Scheffler, and then it became 2 strokes, and he made bogey on 17. And I thought about this on 16, that par 3 at Muirfield. And we'll get into Muirfield a little bit because we played it numerous times. But when I was playing with Peter Uline, we were talking about our top 5 favorite golf courses in the country, whatever, and Muirfield's in my top 5. And he absolutely hates it. And he said to me, they need to blow 16 up, which is the par 3, Well, today, which is the U.S. Open, I guess, but last week, 16, they couldn't even hold the green. So Morikawa and Scheffler hit the ball. They hit 8 irons to the front, not even on the green. And Morikawa hit a piss poor chip shot, and then Scheffler putted piss poor. Morikawa makes bogey, and then Scheffler drains it from like 15 feet to save par. That's the only time it got really interesting, and then naturally walking off 17, 1-shot lead for Scheffler, but still, Scheffler. So that's what I mean by that. It's just not that exciting.
I would disagree with Peter Uline, and maybe that's a reason why he's not on the PGA Tour anymore.
Could be.
He's actually should probably not be on the LIV Tour either. I mean, the guy sucked and made $6 million or something last year on the LIV Tour. But I would disagree. I think 16 is a good hole at that point in the course. It's a long par 3. You can't...
Yeah, it's a make or break it.
You can't hit it long. You're dead. If you tug it a little bit, you're in the lake. And if you hit it right, you're in those bunkers or deep rough. So how is that a bad hole? When you're leading, you're going to definitely be thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
I think Muirfield Village, again, I would agree with you. Incredible course. It's awesome. But yeah, there's nobody that's stepping up to look Scotty Scheffler in the eyes and say, let's go. Let's go. Nobody's, and maybe this is kind of like, this is our Tiger Woods we're watching, dude. This is as close to Tiger Woods as it been.
And I'm not saying that I don't want Scheffler. I like Scotty, and I'm happy he's on his streak. He's playing great, and he deserves to win. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is along your lines of where are these other guys right now? I mean, because week after week after week, look at the U.S. Open starting today. Scheffler, guess what? 4-1 favorite, or he was at the point of this recording. So, I mean,
Spieth was in Pinehurst Sunday for practice rounds. But
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's not that. And look, this U.S. Open Championship that's about to kick off, you're gonna have guys in here, that have won majors that might not play on the PGA Tour anymore. And whether or not that has an effect or not, I don't know. But the bottom line is this: everybody is gonna be thinking Scotty Scheffler, and like, I don't know, man. I like Oberg. I mean, I like this cat. I mean, how about the cat that won the Canadian Open? The Scottish cat or whatever. McCarthy or I don't know. I always think McElroy, but it's not. But and Rory is shit in the bed.
Rory's a shit in the bed. I mean, you look at the PGA Tour, and it's not in a great spot as far as players are concerned. But hey,
but going back to Muirfield a little bit, Muirfield opens up slow. Like, one's a good hole, and 2, 3, 4, it's like, I mean, they're great holes, don't get me wrong, but it's like slow start. Then you hit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, number 9, I've made a 12 on that hole twice.
How good's 10?
10, yeah, and the back 9 is just so good. And 14 on Sunday, I mean, it's a 369-yard par 4. These guys are hitting wedges in, and they can't get it within proximity to the hole on Sunday on 14 was 42 and a half feet. They couldn't get it in there. Back right pin.
Yeah, that green's that's a tough green because it gets real skinny in the back. For those of you who have not played it or see it in person, it gets really narrow in the back, and then everything slips towards the water. Rough's pretty deep on the left, but even short of that, it slopes big left to right on the front half of that green. So that's actually the easier pin is front. The hardest pin is that back right where they always put it on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I heard Jack Nicklaus, he likes it growing, the grass to the right of the pin. He likes it up a little bit because, if you hit it on the green, it spins off. He feels like it should stay up. But if you hit it there, it should bounce in. And that's why it's not all shaved down. Like most people would probably think that. So,
I mean, we're not trying to be golf course architects right now, but we can dissect it a little bit because we walked it.
Well, because I've played it, but
yeah, but
so
and the milkshakes are.
Oh, the milkshakes. Gee.
So that was fun to watch. I did not. I turned Live on for 3.5 minutes.
This week.
I watched the little bit of it on Sunday, and I'm like, turned it off. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't care about Carlos Ortiz or Adrian Murdoch. I don't even know who that guy is. And then you see some of these guys playing. It's like we forget about them. Like Patrick Reed. I forgot he was even a golfer.
Yeah.
But the U.S. Open kicks off today in Pinehurst, which, JP, give your insights on this a little bit, because you've been going to Pinehurst now since you were in diapers, bud.
Yeah. It's a special place. I know, cool story, Michael McGowan, whose family owns Pine Needles Mid Pines, trying to make it on the Latin America tour, was starting to teach more lessons at Pine Needles over the last few months, and he went to qualify, and he ended up beating Sergio Garcia in a playoff for a spot in the U.S. Open in his hometown. So Michael McGowan's pegging it up in Pinehurst, sleeping in his own bed this week, which is so cool. I've talked to him a few times leading up to the first round. He's really excited. Feels like his game's in a good position. And hey, who knows, dude? Will he win? I don't know. But could he have a good finish? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But I think this golf course, as long as it can stay dry, it's going to be so hard. We're going to see an even 1-under win.
Yeah, and I hope
it gets a little wet. The greens, I mean, they're small greens where you can land it, but they're good enough to land it there, and it's going to change the golf course so much, more so than any other PGA Tour stop if this golf course gets wet.
Well, looking back to the women's, the LPGA U.S. Open at Lancaster a couple weeks ago, you look at that course. Granted, obviously they're playing it a little bit shorter, maybe, but that course beat these women up. I mean, I don't know what won. I think 5 under won, maybe 6 under. I don't know, 3, 4, whatever. The point being is, it didn't really make for and I watched it. I watched it because it was the only thing on, and it's fun watching them. I like watching them. I feel bad for Nelly Corda doing what she did, but anytime you're playing in the USGA, U.S. Open, whether it's female or men's, it's going to be hard. So I am that type of spectator. I'm a spectator, guys. I want to spectate this shit, and I want to see someone win at 1 under par.
Mm.
And number 2, the Deuce can do that.
Dude, it's going to be a good test of golf. It's going to be awesome. I think it's playing 7,588 yards. I don't know who to pay. I like this Aubert that you're talking about.
Take
he's a stud.
This is what I was just telling you a couple weeks ago.
I don't think that he's going to win this one. I don't think so.
Well, I tell you this much: everyone else does.
Well, I'm going to go against everyone else in this case. So another cool story is Webb Simpson qualified. Another North Carolina boy in his hometown qualified for there. I got a pretty funny Webb Simpson story. Played in the North-South Amateur. This is probably my junior year at Marshall. I played in North-South Amateur, which is a big amateur event at Pinehurst, and I was paired with Webb Simpson and Brendan Todd, and we were playing, I think it was Pinehurst number 4 we were on, and this is just telling you how good Webb Simpson was. At that time, he was number 1 amateur in the world, and I think we all Webb shot 41, I shot 41 on the front 9. We tied, so I'm thinking, man, we're right here, dude. Let's just keep playing. Well, he shot 30 on the back 9, I shot 41 on the back 9, so he ended up shooting a little 71. I shot 82, and that's why he's what he's doing right now. Their games are so good, but good for him making it to the Open. He had to qualify. So I don't know who I'm going to pick, dude. I know what you're saying, Scotty Scheffler. I wish I could say a Justin Thomas, a Jordan Spieth, but I'm gonna have to go with this Aubert. Or
I mean, honestly,
what about that lefty?
Oh, but Heath or
Segala.
Yeah, no, that's not no. Ashkay or Ashka.
Yeah.
I don't know what he.
Those are my two picks. The one I don't even know his name, and the other one Aubert.
Well, I mean, if I'm doing this, I'm probably gonna have to throw some smackdown on Scheffler just because. But I mean, the last major I took Hovland, and I had DeChambeau, and they both lost, but they were right in the mix.
Yeah,
you know, I like DeChambeau again at 20-1 odds. I do. I mean, and if you go further down the list, you got your Sahith Theegala at 40-1. Jordan Spieth, Dustin, Cam Young, JT, I'm not touching them with the 10-foot pole because I just don't think that they're kind of trending in that way. But DeChambeau definitely has. Morikawa has been playing great golf, been coming close. And again, Victor Hovland, he's been in the mix all the time. I mean, he just kind of fucks me every time, man. I just can't do it.
I feel like if DeChambeau is hitting it well, he could overpower number 2.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I mean, granted, they did lengthen it, which, I think.
I mean, number two on number 2.
Yep.
That is probably, I bet you it's probably about 550, 560 par 4 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over 5.
And no, number 2 on 2.
Yeah, number 2. It's over 500 yards.
Yeah, in this green, the complex is actually huge, but the area where you can hold the green is so tiny. So it'll be interesting to see. You're going to see a lot. If the course is hard and fast, you're going to see a lot of people running things up. The quicker you get your putter in your hand around those greens, the better.
Well, last time the Open was there, they couldn't hold the greens. I mean, it's running off. Now they added like number 10 to par 5. It's over 600 yards.
Yeah.
11 and 12 are monster par 4s now. I think on number 12 they added like 40 yards, basically. So it's going to be a different type of course than what it was the last time the U.S. Open was held here, but it's going to be good.
Well, they made the you'll appreciate this because you had a victory on the Cradle, but that's the range.
Oh, so they're going to hit. That's where they're having the range.
So when you walk in where those courts are.
Yep.
Basically, where the starter shack of the Cradle is, that's okay. All the range, and there's grandstands there, and they're hitting out towards those greens.
I got you. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The Cradle was fun, though. Pinehurst is always a great time. I mean, we got around there pretty good, but
it was a good victory for you, bud.
Yeah, I came down to the last hole, made a nice 30-footer, and off I went. Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit lately. I've been hitting it good. I've been playing good. I've been playing really good.
I paid you.
You did pay. You're the only one who paid me. I mean, no one else in the group paid me. I mean, so.
Well, it's funny that, speaking about paying, you're playing with 3 people that are playing in the Chasing Birdies 2-man in your first match at Allegheny, and none of them have paid either. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I might need to bring that up. I'll tell them our accountant is really counting the money. But the U.S. Open, though, I was just getting ready to say how it's crazy that we're at this point now in our golf season. I mean, the third major of the year is underway with only one remaining, which I love the Open Championship. But that's
my favorite.
But the U.S. Open is here, boys. And
I'm here for it. I am here for it. And then next year, dude, it's in our backyard.
Yeah.
It is in our backyard at Oakmont Country Club. That's going to be really cool to see. And they're probably gearing up over there already for the 2025 Open at Oakmont. But really excited to see how this round goes and this weekend goes in Pinehurst. It's fun to watch, man. It's you got to think your shots out. It's definitely a thinker's Open.
Yeah. Especially like you said, if it plays firm and fast, the greens. Yep. I mean, the greens last week at Muirfield, they couldn't hold the greens on
how about
Sunday.
18? Immelman on 18 was calling about Scheffler, and he said if he lands it too far in the screen, it's going to bounce over. Sure as hell.
Yeah,
it did.
So we had 2 former guests on Chasing Birdies playing in the BMW Celebrity Am. Actually, 3. Roger Steele, James Wisniewski, Danny Woodhead.
And Roger Steele won. So congratulations to Roger Steele.
I didn't know that. So great. Good job, Roger.
Yep, he won.
But I was thinking about it because I know we got Wiz coming up here. And I was thinking about Wiz because he's at Muirfield. But then I was like, well, I wonder if Danny and Wiz met each other. So, I send Woodhead a text. I'm like, hey, bud. I said, did you run into Wisniewski down there at the BMW? I mean, my man he likes my message. Just gives me the thumbs up. What about words? Like, can we respond back with a word? Like, yes, no, maybe, who's that?
Go F yourself.
On the 14th hole, I met him. I met him at the turn. Yeah, we had a couple beers the night before. Yeah, we got a hot dog together. No, my man gives me the thumbs up on the text message. This.
Love it. Yeah.
Like, what's that mean, bud? You like my message? Or like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, yes, I did.
So I left him hanging. I didn't write back because I didn't know what to say.
Well, and hey, dude, you being a Titleist guy too. How about the launch of the new driver? Did you see that thing?
No, I didn't because I play Ping Driver.
Well, it looks beautiful, and I might be switching over to that.
Is it?
It looks smoking. The GT. Oh.
I mean, why would you switch, buddy? You hit your driver great. You're not going to get any more
because
yardage.
Guess what? I'm sitting on the freaking couch, and I got nothing else to do. That's why. I'm ordering shit that I don't know why.
I mean, you got one leg right now. You're worried about the driver that comes out in the fall.
It looks beautiful.
Well, then frame it. Buy it. Hang it up in your office, bud. Keep playing your Ping. Well, maybe I'll switch it too.
We'll test numbers. We'll look at some numbers.
B-Cat's got a new driver. He got fitted up down there at True Spec. And he was contemplating with me in the car drive whether or not he should pull the trigger. I said, just pull the trigger, bud. Like, this was set up for you. He's been actually smacking it recently.
Yeah. Well, you guys got a tough match here.
Nah, it's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be good. And ADOT, damn, man. I'll take some pictures for you, Pep. I promise you that.
Hey, you think I should just come down and, like, mosey around on my scooter?
So wait a second. You want to hear something crazy? I got an email today from them, which I love. I am not throwing shade whatsoever. I need to preface that. I am not, because Pete Dye is an awesome golf club in Bridgeport, West Virginia. But I got an email. They're doing a invitational event like July 18th to the 20th. So it's like a member, 2 guests, and a pro. So a foursome for 2 days. What's the entry fee? What do you think?
For the whole group?
Yeah.
5,000?
4,000. So you think that's normal?
I mean, I don't. Are they using some of that money to pay the purse out?
I don't know. Maybe. I saw that number and I was like, I started thinking about guest fees and bringing 2 guests for a couple of days and then having a pro who doesn't get charged at all because they're the pro. But again, it might be normal. That might be on the cheap side. What am I talking about, right? I mean, it could normally be 10,000 somewhere. I don't know. But I saw that and I was like, shit, 4 racks. But it is great. It's worth it. So you guys should do it. If you have $4,000 to fucking blow, go do it. I went up to Pittsburgh last weekend, and I'm talking about money now because I just said that, and I ended up going into this this store to get some cologne because I was out. But then next thing you know, I'm buying another cologne. Then I'm buying another cologne. Then I'm buying another cologne. And it's like I walk out of there with these 4 colognes. Like, what the hell?
What cologne did you get, bud?
Well, I always wear Creed, Aventus. Okay. That's number uno. But then I ended up buying some Tom Ford. I got some lime. It's some lime. I got electric cherry. And then I got this, I don't even know what it's called. It's almost like Casa Azul, but it's like in this round bottle. Smelled great. So I bought that. Like, what am I doing?
So, I mean, my man spent like $1,200 in cologne.
Well,
give or take.
But the good thing is Ashley can wear it too, because she likes that stuff too. So we're good. We're good on that. But it's been a trying week.
So let me understand. Whoa, don't. So it's a unisex perfume.
No, it's a man perfume, and she likes wearing masculine scents. That's what it is, bud. It's not a women's scent that men wear. It's a men's scent that women can wear if they like masculinity. And that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
In this thing. And by the way, the last 2 weeks of my life, I know you've been in hell, and I haven't been in hell like you, but my dog has been peeing everywhere on herself for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got her in diapers yet, bud?
No, but I got her on some good meds. I took her to the vet. They got back to me after about a week and finally prescribed her some medication.
What's the outcome, though? What did they say?
Everything's normal. So I'm like, well, this is great, because I was thinking that she was going to have something that I could treat. And she doesn't have anything. She's healthy. Blood work's good. Blood pressure's good.
So
no
why
diabetes.
Why is she just peeing herself? Just old.
I mean, she's 13, but it's been, so I've been buying new. if you really go down the rabbit hole with mop heads, there's so many different mop heads on Amazon. I mean, you could get into this shit and just sit there and compare. I was comparing mop heads and microfiber, maybe not, maybe, so it's been a little bit of a trying week in that regard, but I hope we're on the right track, man.
Well, I'll tell you, we're on the track towards 2-man at Nemacolin, and I cannot wait for this event. Playing or not playing, don't know what I'm kind of like undecided right now. We'll see how things go, but either way, I'm going to be there. So we got the Arden House all booked up. We're going to have our boy Ray Fulcher jamming out for us for a little bit one night. It's going to be time, dude. I can't wait to see everybody. And if I do not play, please know there will be a camera crew, me with a microphone, and some funny shit going down. So
yeah, this could be your breakout, your return, which would be an epic return. But yeah, the 2-man's right around the corner. Some of the boys in Nashville released some new music last week.
Oh my gosh.
Stelly released a new album. It was great. George Burge sending us a couple mixes here and there.
Can't tell you what those are yet. But.
Tenpenny with Iris. I mean, and these guys are doing this right now, right? Like Mitchell releases that. Dirk Bentley's got American Girl out. Luke Holmes did Fast Car. So it's like, hey, why not?
It's the cool thing to do right now. Why not?
Why not? Hey, cut it.
Our boy George Burge is going to be here July 20th with Sam Hunt. So you kind of put a little plug out there to him, and he extended the olive branch to you. Bud.
No, I did not. I did not put a plug out there. I was very direct. And
yeah, you did.
George, no offense. I know you're not even listening to this anyways. But in the rare event you are 40 minutes into our podcast, God bless you. But no, I was direct. Listen, bud. I knew what happened with you when we went to Penn State. We were in Peanut Heaven. And let me take the reins from you a little bit, okay? Here's the deal. If we're coming to this concert, I'm watching it from the stage, period.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. And Pep's going to be there with me. I'm not going in seats. I'm not going on the landslide. I'm not going in the hill. No. I'll handle my parking pass. No big deal. I'll sit in the traffic if I have to. Yuck it up.
No, we're
but if I'm going to this concert, bud, I'm gonna hang out with you on a bus, and I'm gonna walk to the stage like I'm going on show. The only difference is I'm not gonna continue to walk out on stage. You're gonna
get to a certain point where they ask you to stop.
I'm gonna get to the line where it says, spectators back, and that'll be me. But I have earmuffs on. I have credentials. We'll look great. It'll be good. So you're welcome. That was good. That was good.
Any Hooser, I know you got a member guest this weekend in Allegheny. Next weekend you got a member guest at Pete Dye. Yep. I wish you all nothing but the best.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate
Brandon,
it, man.
Tango, wish you guys good luck this week as well. Brian, John, and Pat Oth, good luck to you boys. And I'm gonna miss you guys dearly at Pete Dye, but no, I'm thinking of you guys, and I hope that you're dropping those putts. I'm going to take it easy this way and try to get back to healthy.
Yeah, get yourself better, bud. And again, people out there, we're sorry we missed last week's episode here, but we're making up for it this week, and we're going to make up for it next week, get back on track. But my man could not even do anything there. So here we are. We're back, and we hope you enjoyed it. And I appreciate your blessings, Pep. Again, it's going to be a little different without you at Pete Dye, but my God, I will FaceTime you. I promise you that.
Please.
Please, we're gonna go chase him at Allegheny.
Please do that. But yeah, man, I got to get back to Netflix.
All right,
I've
you go do that.
Out. So again, thank you all. Again, we're sorry for missing. That was the first time in 3 years that we missed a week, so to speak. But we're gonna catch back up. I apologize. I just couldn't do anything. But we're back. And I appreciate there's been a lot of people that have reached out, dude. So I appreciate everybody that's been reaching out, checking in on me. I really do appreciate it. And my man, play well, tear it up, and go chase them this week for us.
All right, Pep. I appreciate that, brother. And you guys out there listening, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Chasing Birdies. Thank you to Evo and Allie and Emily over at Simpler Media for putting this together. Rachel London, Jacqueline DiPaterio for all your social media help, which we have been kind of sucking on lately. That's our fault. But you guys enjoy your Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all y'all out there. Enjoy the U.S. Open, and we'll see y'all actually in next week.
Cheers.